Hello, I'm Nyasha Michelle, and here's what's coming up for you on this edition of Focus on Africa. Zambia's President Hichilema is proposing changes to the constitution, which could possibly remove presidential term limits. How have people reacted? A Zimbabwean short film is creating a buzz as it is being considered for an Oscar.
Nice. If you can learn to deal with fear in the proper way at your tender age, then you won't let life shrink you down as you grow older.
So what is it about Rise that has even Hollywood stars putting their support behind it? And as the debate continues in Ghana, we ask, should players from the diaspora who didn't feature in World Cup qualifications play in the teams of African nations?
Even though there's now more recognition of the fact that, there are these players who were born outside but have Ghanaian roots, the Ghanaian football fan in his mind is thinking that if you say you like this country so much, okay, prove it. Come and play for the Black Stars.
It's Monday, the 1st of December. First, we go to Zambia. In recent decades, every president has amended the Zambian constitution as elections approach, and the government of President Hakainde Hichilema is no different. There were hopes that when President Hichilema came into power in 2021, his government would promote democracy, but there are now concerns that it is introducing constitutional changes that could entrench the ruling party's dominance. With elections on the horizon in 2026, the government has proposed a number of constitutional amendments. These include changes to Zambia's electoral laws, which some fear could lead to an amendment of presidential term limits. Members of civil society groups say these amendments are mainly aimed at giving President Hichilema an unfair advantage in the election. They say they are not backing the amendments because there hasn't been enough consultation. And here's what Beauty Kateba, chairperson of the Oasis Forum, which brings together these civil society groups, and Gen Z had to say.
These are constitutional matters. The process must be adhered to. That is one. And also, because they did not adhere to the process, they were taken to court. The court insisted that they get back that document from Parliament and they begin the process all over again.
Beauty Kateba says they've been holding talks with the government and will not bow to any pressure to support the amendments.
The reason why they called us for a dialogue was for us to compromise our position and agree to sanitize the process that is wrong. And as Oasis Forum, we have stood our ground. We have mentioned to the president and his team that we cannot be used to sanitize the process, which is not correct. We insist that government withdraws Bill 7 and then they start all over again.
But now the government has suspended all dialogue with the forum, saying it was not prepared to engage constructively. To understand what is happening in Zambian politics, I asked Aaron, a Zambian geopolitical analyst, to explain what constitutional changes are being proposed by President Hichilema.
When this administration started out to begin the process of this constitutional amendment, they actually say to the Zambian people that they're going to start with non-contentious issues. Number one, they're seeking to change the electoral system. Number two, they are looking at trying to alter the number of seats in parliament. Zambia currently has 156 members of parliament, and they want to increase that number to 211. And so there are a few other things that they've not been very transparent about, removing term limits for mayor and council chairperson positions. And people think that this is also a slippery slope to removing term limits for the actual presidency as well.
This is nothing new when it comes to Africa. Am I right in what I'm saying? Because there are quite a number of African presidents, especially in the last year, who have been trying to do something very similar. In fact, their neighbors, Zimbabwe, has been a push. People believe that that's what the president Mnangagwa wants to do. Why do you believe that African presidents are trying to do this? And do you think that they're going to succeed ultimately?
So the problem is the hypocrisy in some of these African leaders. The problem is that in the case of Zambia, they have not even talked about removing of the term limits for the presidency, but it's disguised because they have to begin somewhere, right? So the argument here is that, well, if you look at all elected officials, members of parliament and others, they do not have term limits.